The first video on this channel was an analysis of Marvel Rivals directly before launch. I made some pretty big claims then about issues I thought would surface as the game grew, but was I right? Some of my predictions have proven true, but some were dead wrong, so make sure to leave a comment with your thoughts as we answer the exact question that brought you here. Has Marvel Rivals made any progress? Starting on a positive note, kinda. I originally praised Rivals for its tank gameplay design, noting that tanks in Overwatch are essentially bigger damage characters with massive health pools and greater damage output. Vanguards are generally not meant to deal copious amounts of damage. They're primarily used for crowd control and shielding. And this is largely not true anymore. While I will say that Rivals gameplay is still overall more balanced than Overwatch was at the time, it's hard to not notice a trend towards the final hit driven tanks with flimsy, in some cases very self-serving shields. And to be clear, I'm not even against most of the recent tank roster additions. What worries me is the fact that every single tank released since launch has had major offensive factors with much less focus on unique defensive protector playstyles. And that's just not a cycle I'd like to see continued. The new support additions, however, are very strong and well-rounded, showing the Rivals team's ability to design phenomenal new playstyles, when they aren't expanding the already massive duelist roster, which is yet to be balanced out by both other roles combined. Now, to the game's credit, my initial worries about player selfishness ruining the team-up system ended up being largely baseless. The devs have done a great job using character synergy to promote the use of more viable team comps. However, the character role imbalance has not gotten any better, and it isn't showing signs of improving anytime soon, which unfortunately means that the impact of these team-ups is far less significant than it could be. I stand by my original opinion that launching with a massive DPS roster full of fan-favorite characters that could have just as easily made interesting supports or tanks instead was a misstep that'll take a lot of time and good intent to rectify. Now that we're done with the frankly depressing roles section, we can look at the maps. At launch, I praised this game for its lively map designs, and I mostly hold the same opinions now, though admittedly I'm not thrilled with Honey I Painted the Entire City Gray or Desaturated Goo Planet 2 and 3. Speaking of Desaturated Goo Planet 3, they released a new map and game mode to rival Overwatch Flashpoint, and playing it feels like cosmetics! I've seen some speculation and worry that skins could be as high priced as in Valorant, but I frankly think that this concern is baseless. The primary reason Valorant gets away with their exorbitant pricing is the intense sound and kill effect differences per skin set. Prices are indeed not as high as Valorant, and contrary to my assumption, there are cosmetics that change sound effects and kill effects, the latter of which can be earned by just playing the game. Additionally, obtaining paid skins as a free-to-play player is significantly easier than in most similar titles, as Rivals has been quite generous with the amount of currency obtained from events and from the free battle pass. See, I can compliment them. At the end of the day, I'm just one person giving an editorialized take on the current gaming events. Anyone else's opinion holds just as much weight as mine, especially on these kind of divisive topics. A couple of months back, I made a video comparing Rivals to Overwatch on a much more objective scale, and I'm planning a follow-up to see which game comes out on top balance-wise now that the Marvel Rivals figure your shit out grace period is over. So if you're interested in that, please be sure to subscribe, like, and leave a comment with the word "Please release a strategist, I'm f***ing begging you!" to let me know you got this far.